yes, a lot of people are calling this movie refreshingly original. Hardly. Hey everyone, welcome to The Reviewed. Here's my review for the movie Rough Night. Yes, Rough Night stars Scarlett Johansson, Kate McKinnon, Zoe Kravitz, Jillian Bell, Demi Moore, and Ty Burrell. And this movie is written and directed by Lucia Aniello. This is a first-time director, but wrote a lot of episodes for a lot of great comedic shows. And yes, this movie, Rough Night. Yes, Rough Night is about a bunch of girls. They're all going to take a trip and celebrate Scarlett Johansson's bachelorette party because she's getting married and stuff. So the group of girls all come together and basically they go out partying and drinking, and then they go back to their hotel room and they basically order the stripper and stuff. And however, something goes wrong and the stripper ends up dead. So basically they have to try to find a way to dispose of the body because they don't want to get charged for murder of the stripper. But then a bunch of other shenanigans happen. You know, there's these neighbors, there's these freaking drug lords and stuff. There's this side story with Scarlett Johansson's fiance going on a road trip and stuff. And yeah, this is the movie Rough Night. Yes, Rough Night. From the trailers, this movie didn't look very good. Yes, I saw the trailers for this movie. Not one thing in the trailers made me laugh or maybe even at all intrigued to see this movie, but I went to go see it anyways, and a lot of people are calling this movie so original, so funny and stuff. It's kind of mixed on Rotten Tomatoes. It's like a 50-51%, so I don't think this movie is getting a lot of praise, but yeah, people did call this movie original. This movie's not original. This movie is basically Very Bad Things meets Weekend at Bernie's meets Bridesmaids meets The Hangover. It's like all those movies crammed into one. You got Rough Night. Rough Night. This movie is not bad. It's not a terrible movie. This movie is not very bad, actually. There's some actually really good things and some really actually laugh out loud hilarious things in this movie. But I'm going to get to the negatives first because the negatives are really bad. First negative is the beginning of this movie. The beginning of this movie is utter garbage. The first, 25 minutes, the entire first act of this movie is utter garbage. It is 1 out of 10 garbage. It is shitty jokes, terrible character interactions, bad character development. I didn't give a shit about any of these female characters or any of the characters in this movie and stuff. Every joke was falling flat. I didn't care about the story. I didn't care about anything that was happening. I was getting annoyed. Right from the first 5 minutes, I was annoyed of this movie. I'm like, this is going to be torturous to watch. However, the movie does a huge shift and tonally shift, and it gets a little better. The moment when the stripper, it's in the trailer, so it's not spoilers, but the moment when the stripper dies, the movie gets a little funnier. And there are some moments that are actually very funny, but the movie gets funnier when the stripper dies. That is like when it hits the half-hour mark and stuff, yeah. But all before then, it's absolute crap. It's just the girls trying to say all these jokes, and they're partying and drinking and doing drugs and all that stuff, and it's not funny. It's not interesting, it's not funny, and I fucking hated everything about it. But when the stripper dies, it actually gets much darker, and much more funnier, and much more interesting. I kind of wanted to see where this movie was going. Even though it goes into a very predictable route, I still wanted to see how it would all turn out, and how all these character stories will end. Even though I didn't care about a lot of the characters, but at least I was a little bit curious. At least it was way better than the first act. And yeah, this movie thinks it's this very dark movie, and I'm like, it's not that. It's pretty dark at times, but it is no dark like Very Bad Things. A movie that I also don't care for. I don't care for Very Bad Things that much, but that movie is a much darker film than this movie, Rough Night. But again, this movie does get a little funnier. Like, there's this scene with these neighbors, they're played by Demi Moore and Ty Burrell, and they're like these swinger couples. They were actually kind of funny to watch and stuff, and I didn't mind them. They have this thing with Zoe Kravitz and stuff, and it was kind of funny. And then there's Scarlett Johansson's husband, who's also the co-writer. The actor that plays him is actually the co-writer of this movie. And yeah, he plays the fiance of Scarlett Johansson. And in this movie, he thinks his wife or his fiance is cheating on him. So he goes on this road trip to go find her. Goes through all these weird issues and problems, and it is really funny. It is actually the best thing about this movie. That fiance's road trip to get to Scarlett Johansson is probably the funniest thing in this entire film. It is actually hilarious. It is really funny and stuff, and yeah, that was really funny. These girls, these actresses, they all give okay performances, and they all have decent chemistry, but honestly, their jokes didn't really hit. Not until a little bit later, but yeah. I didn't mind Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson is really good at playing like the straight-laced character, and she gives a pretty good performance and stuff. And Kate McKinnon was probably the funniest out of all these female actresses. Yes, Kate McKinnon has played some very disappointing movies like Office, Christmas Party, and Ghostbusters, but she was still funny in those movies, but those movies were just awful. She actually plays in a decent movie this time, and she's actually the funniest. Out of all the female actresses, she is the funniest. She is really funny in this movie. And yeah, let's get to Jillian Bell. Jillian Bell was the Jar Jar Binks of this movie. She is unbearable in this movie. Unbearable. I wish she died instead of the stripper. She was so awful in this movie. So unfunny, so irritating. I'm like, oh my god, shut her up. Every joke, she's supposed to be the funny one in this movie, and oh my god, it was unbearable. She was fucking annoying in this movie. Yeah, all her jokes in the first act, the whole first act, people were laughing at all of her jokes, and nothing she said was funny. Nothing she said in this movie was funny. Even throughout the whole movie, she's like trying to say all these funny one-liners, these witty jokes, and this slapstick humor, and it's not funny. She is so irritating and so unlikable in this movie. And then at the end of this movie, they're trying to show you why she's doing all this and stuff. It's the relationship between her and Scarlett Johansson. They used to be such good friends, but now they're like falling apart and stuff. I could care less. I could care less about Jillian Bell as a character. I could care less about her relationship with her friend, played by Scarlett Johansson. I could care less about all of that. It was just so, it was bad writing, bad character interactions, and a really bad performance by Jillian Bell. She's been pretty funny in a few movies, like 22 Jump Street and stuff, but she was awful in this movie and so irritating, and she damn near like ruined this movie. She was so unbearable to watch. But yeah, there were other funny moments and stuff. There's moments of like with the criminals in this movie. They're pretty funny and stuff. And again, Kate McKinnon is really funny. Scarlett Johansson's fiance is really funny. The swinger neighbors are pretty funny. So yeah, when it hits the second and third act, it gets a little darker and it does get much funnier. But again, the first act is unbearable. Jillian Bell is fucking awful. And again, all these lady performances, other than Jillian Bell, are all pretty decent, but they're nothing amazing or groundbreaking. It's not like Bridesmaids. Bridesmaids, those ladies were freaking hysterical. Those ladies were funny. They worked amazingly with each other, and that was just solid writing. And that was Kristen Wiig writing the script, so that was just amazing writing. The writing for this movie did get a little better as the movie kept going, but it was bad in the first act, but it got more decent as the movie kept going and stuff. So the writing for this movie was, I guess, average. The direction also average. This movie thinks it's this very dark and edgy movie. Honestly, there are way darker comedies out there, but again, at least the second and third act got a little more funnier and a little more interesting and stuff. But yeah, there was still things in Rough Night that really fucking pissed me off. But I think all in all, as a whole, it's fine. I could recommend it. I could see a lot of girls, like a group of girls going together and having a really fun night out with this movie, because yeah, this movie can be a fun night out kind of film and stuff, and I even think some guys will enjoy this film. So yeah, this movie is not bad, it's just not great. But could I recommend this movie? Sure. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. The funny moments are genuinely funny. The unfunny moments are genuinely painful. But yeah, all in all, the movie is pretty decent. So yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give the movie Rough Night a 6.5 out of 10. So yeah, check it out if you want to. So yeah, that was my review for the movie Rough Night. So in the comment section below, please tell me, what is your favorite all-cast female comedy? Yes, your favorite female all-cast comedy. My favorite is obviously Bridesmaids. Bridesmaids is laugh-a-lot hilarious. That and Mean Girls. Mean Girls is funny too. But yeah, what is your favorite female comedy? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.